Welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Spawning in on the right hand side of the map in the color light blue, we've got Crackety here on the Chinese, going to be opening up immediately with a dock as we are on the map Mediterranean right here. Beautiful, beautiful map. On this left hand side of the map in the color green, we've got Kaio in the color green playing as the Holy Roman Empire. So, interesting matchup here. We got the Chinese. Obviously, they've got the faster fishing ships being able to produce from the dock. So we're gonna have to see how Crackety decides to play this one out. I mean, I would expect maybe a 2-dock opening. That's what we've been seeing quite a lot with the recent Wololo tournament, $500,000 tournament we've just had. We saw players open up on this map quite a lot with a double dock. So we can see the first dock is being placed down right now for Kaio. He's a little bit further behind than Crackety. However, he is pop capped for a little bit there. We can see carrying a little bit of wood right there as well. So the first fishing ship for Crackety is already out, and so Kaio's going to be a little bit further behind, but he's going to be following up gradually. So are we going to see the Holy Roman Empire maybe pressure in Age 2? This is something that we've seen a little bit. Some players like to open up with some men-at-arms in Age 2 and put a little bit of pressure onto the docks, because basically the meta on water at the moment is for mass arrow ships. So for the Chinese, the junk, and for the Holy Roman Empire, it will be the galley. That's sort of the meta to go mass archer ships at the moment. And men-at-arms are very tanky against arrows, so usually you can make just a few of them, send them around to the other side of the map and start to siege down your opponent's docks, and that seems to work pretty well, because obviously archer ships do really bad up against them. They can just sit under here and start to burn it down. So we're gonna have to see if that happens. There's always a chance, or unless we're just gonna have an all-out water battle right here. Wouldn't surprise me either, but both players so far sticking on the one dock. We see 10 villagers right now on wood for Kaio. For Crackety, only sticking with a 5. So it seems... Oh, so I take that back. He's got another 4 over here on the straggler tree as well. Looking to make use of that while he's got access to it. But we can see Crackety's already got 3 fishing ships out. Same for Kaio, and there it is. Kaio is going to be going for that second dock. And I wonder if Crackety's going to be going for a second dock as well. I mean, he's moving out to the gold at the moment, so that kind of signifies to me that he won't be. It looks like he wants to go for that age up. But maybe we do. Maybe we do. You can see that Imperial official coming out now as well. Maybe looking... Yeah, okay. So he's going to be supervising up that lumber camp right now. So he might want to pull these 2 villagers over there to really make use of it. So yeah, 2 dock versus 1 dock. I mean, in the long run, Kaio, I mean, it's all about the water, isn't it? If you win water on this map, you pretty much win the game, unless you're somehow, like, half dead in your base already. But most of the time, if you win the water, you win the game. And so we're going to have to see how Crackety decides to play this one out, being on only 1 dock, because when Kaio ages up, he's going to have immediately two docks in the queue. Oh, not 2 docks, 2 galleys, or maybe a hulk in the queue. So we're going to have to see what he decides to go for there. We see Kaio moving out into the gold now as well. Both players looking to go for that age up now. Crackety looks like he's going to be the first one there. We can see he's only a couple hundred food and only 30 gold away. And we can see the Chinese just feel very, very good at the moment. I mean, in BCQT's recent video, his thoughts were that Chinese are S tier. And they do feel very, very strong, especially on at the beginning of a water game like this. I mean, having the ability to supervise up a lumber camp this early in the game when you've got 13 villagers here chopping away, it just feels so, so good. And we can see Crackety's going to be aging up with the Imperial Academy. He manages to get the dock in there as well. Pretty decent placement right there for the Imperial Academy. On the other side of the map, Kaio is going to be aging up as well. Where's the landmark? There it is. It's going to be the Archon Chapel, of course. I mean, it's not a terrible positioning, but I mean, it's got the wood line, it's got the gold. I guess that's the most important part there. Food isn't that much of an issue. You've got the stone in there as well, but yeah, food's really not that much of an issue because obviously you've got the water economy. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how he decides to play this one out in H2, because it could be some men-at-arms. We talked about it earlier. I would be very surprised if we didn't get any men-at-arms. I feel like it's such a good strategy at the moment, but we'll see. We see Crackety does now have a second dock, and he's going to be the first one to age up. Do we have any any boats in the queue? It doesn't seem like it yet. Okay, there it is. It's going to be a junk, yep. So as expected, he is going to be opening up with the arrow ship. I mean, that is just the meta at the moment. These archer ships just do so well. We saw players in Red Bull Wallow just spamming these things with just a couple of the demo ships in there, and it seemed to work really effectively. I mean, these in mass are just so good, and they're just so effective up against fishing ships. Like, we'll see in a second how much damage this guy puts onto these ships. So we can see there a war junk coming out as well. So that's just to protect, I guess, from any galleys from Kaio. We see a third dock coming down now as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see Crackety dropping down a third one as well, because I mean, this map is really all about water. So 2 galleys out from Kaio. We can see that war junk is going to be countering that out. Do we have no demo ships in queue yet from Kaio? Second galley coming out from Crackety. And yeah, we can see here the fishing ships, they just get absolutely wrecked by these junks. They're just so effective, and we can see there Kaio is going to be pushed back, and now he's in a little bit of trouble. He's got some idle eco right here, and these fishing ships, oh, it just feels so bad when they're having to be pushed into the corner here and gathering from shoreline fish. Really unfortunate there. Hull coming out from Kaio now, and this might be pretty bad for Crackety. Going to be losing that war junk if he's not careful, but demo ship gets some really nice damage onto that Hulk. Crackety looking in a really good position right now, taking out that Hulk. He's going to pull back his war junk of his own. Another demo ship going off, not doing as much damage to the junk, as demo ships don't do bonus damage versus junks, only versus war junks. But Crackety needs to pull this guy back, managing to save it on 15 HP. War junk pulling forward now for Crackety. Second one on the battlefield, and Kaio is really not looking too good here. He's gathering from shoreline fish from quite a distance at the moment, while Crackety still remains at home, happily gathering from those deep sea fish. 3 galleys out for Kaio. We do have that war junk in there for Crackety, so he's going to be able to counter these out. I'm surprised he doesn't target down these weak ships. Feel like it's really easy to take this one out. It's either going to be one shot. There it is. One shot gets taken out. And this war junk is just doing so well right now. Do we have any sort of demo ship in the queue? No, we don't. Kaio really needs to get like a demo ship or 2 at the moment, but Crackety is now going to be pushed away from that position. But it's alright. Lots of damage has already been done. No idling of Crackety's fishing eco right now. And we actually have 4 war junks, so my prediction of just the mass junks so far hasn't gone quite to plan, but that is what we saw at Red Bull. We saw mass junks, so we're gonna have to see if Crackety might have figured out something else here with the war junks, but these guys are going to be doing very well up against all of the galleys from Kaio. But a demolition ship is in here as well, and Crackety, where are his galleys? His galleys are already back at home. Luckily, he can target out that demo ship, but if you know, 2 or 3 of those came at the same time towards this mass, he'll be looking in quite a lot of trouble. We can see there, it does take, like, I think it's 4 shots to kill these guys. But Kaio really not looking in a great position right now. He needs, like, a massive demos to try and deal with this. He can't just be sacrificing them one at a time. And we can just see his Hulk mass here really not looking too good. First Hulk for him going to be going down. Here comes the demo ship, and we can just see yeah. Crackety's got a junk here as well, so really not looking too great there. You can just see Crackety's massive fishing ships really starting to grow, while Kaio just feels a little bit weak at the moment. You can see villager count looking pretty even still. Crackety 1 villager ahead so far. That does include fishing ships. But obviously Kaio gathering from shoreline fish a little bit here as well, and being idled quite a bit definitely is not helping. And we can see Crackety's now building a third dock to match the production power from Kaio, who's actually building a fourth now. So players really looking to go super heavy on the waterfront here. I mean, this map really is all about the water. Just the fishing is just still so good. Do you remember when, at the beginning of when Age of Empires 4 launched, how broken fishing was then? Like, crazy stuff. But the massive junks are starting to grow again for Crackety. How many? He's got 5 war junks and 5 junks. So got an even composition right there. And we can see 3 demo ships here for Kaio. He needs to split these up because the junks can target these down. And we can just see so many resources being wasted right there. Oh, it feels really bad for Kaio. Four Hulks going to be going down here. First one, second one, 2 Hulks remaining. And Crackety just looking so good right here on the water. And I'm surprised. Okay, here it is. The men-at-arms. This is what I was talking about earlier. The Age 2 men-at-arms are here. And these are going to be really effective at just burning down these docks. But he's going to have to build quite a mass because Crackety right now on the water is looking super strong. And no, Kaio, no. 4 galleys 4 junks right here, targeting down all of these fishing ships. Kaio being completely wiped off water right now. And we do actually see the arrow slits emplacement on this dock right here, actually doing so much damage here onto these war junks. Another demo ship coming out. The galleys do make it back in time though. A little bit of damage onto that war junk right there. But still, Kaio's lost all of his fishing eco right now. And we can see there, Crackety is ahead by 8 villagers right now. And it's going to increase more and more. So Kaio really needs to do something about this. If he can get these men-at-arms across the map and burn down these docks, or you know, majorly idle Crackety's eco right here on his wood line, he might be looking a lot better. But we can see Crackety. I think he's spotted this out. I think he knows about it because he's just dropped down 2 barracks right here. He's also got a blacksmith down as well. Grab that +1 attack. Now these do actually affect fishing ships. So, or not fishing ships. Sorry, like ships. is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, this upgrade is really important actually. We'll check in with Kaio, see if he's grabbed that upgrade. He doesn't even have a blacksmith, so Crackety pulling some pretty big brain moves right now, and we can see Crackety's going to be aging up behind this as well. I mean, the fishing eco just kicking in right now into overdrive. I mean, astronomical clock tower being dropped down, and I mean, Kaio's men-at-arms aren't even here. Here's the first one going to be arriving onto the gold line right here, but feels a little bit late. Crackety already has a load of gold in the bank, and as soon as he hits the next stage, palace guards are going to be spammed out of these four barracks, and it's going to be not looking too great for Kaio, that's for sure. And we can see Kaio's just been completely wiped off the water here. I mean, that arrow slits in place dock is going to be going down soon as well. It has done quite a lot of damage, to be fair. 1 fishing ship does remain. Unfortunately, that goes down. And Kaio is just running into the base right now. And villagers for Crackety taking out the men-at-arms. Look at them go. I mean, the Age 2 men-at-arms just they're not the best. Like, you really do need them in a mass, and unfortunately for Kaio, that's not exactly what he has right now. We can see he's aging up though. Not too far behind Crackety, to be fair. It is going to be the Regnant's Cathedral. So if he manages to pick up lots of the relics, we can see the relics mainly focused towards the south here. If he can pick those up, his gold economy is going to be looking pretty decent. But again, gold isn't quite the thing you need. It's food. And right now, Crackety is the one with all the food. I mean, look at all these fishing ships. Crackety just looking so good right now. Men-at-arms are being a little bit of a pain here, but palace guards are out for Crackety, and that means, yeah, those men-at-arms don't stand much of a chance there. Surprised we don't have any prelates being moved out yet. I guess Kaio doesn't really have any. We see there the first one is going to be moving out, jumping outside of the Archon Chapel right there. We do have some in production in the actual cathedral as well. But we can see all of the docks are about to go down for Kaio. 1 remaining. Now, we're going to have to see if he decides to try and relocate his docks. We can see Crackety up here is going to be walling off some of this, some of the stuff to the northern side here. And he is actually going to be going for a dock over here. So we're going to have to see if Kaio might look to maybe build some docks down here, but even then, Crackety's, yeah, we can see he's already, is that a patrol move? That might be a patrol move. But we can see he's scouting out the shorelines here just to make sure Kaio isn't building any more anywhere. Yeah, that's got to be a patrol, right? Yeah, it is. So Crackety making use of the patrol function right there. Definitely cool to see. We don't see that being used very often. I mean, we saw the Viper use it in the Wololo tournament, which was pretty cool. But I guess he's used to that from AoE 2. But we rarely see like Beastie Cutie or Marine Lord use it from at least what I've seen. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but we do see here Crackety's massive men-at-arms, or Palace Guard, sorry, really starting to grow. He's up to 7 now. He's got 6 more in queue as well. And I mean, just the eco right now for Crackety just looking so good. I mean, look at that. Almost 30 villagers ahead right there. And those 30 villagers aren't just villagers, they're fishing ships. And fishing ships are just so good. I mean, these guys are worth more than a villager. You can see Crackety's just patrolling that shoreline, making sure that Kaio doesn't get anything up. And now Crackety's going to be moving into the base. These men-at-arms are going to be starting to cause havoc here. The wall for Kaio not going to be going up. Let's have a look at Crackety's upgrades. Yeah, he's got all of his ranged defense upgrades. And that really is not great for Kaio. It means Crackety can run under the base here and not really be affected by that town center fire too much. Luckily for Kaio, he does have the mace upgrade in for the men-at-arms. That means they do trade very effectively here. The mace upgrade does do bonus damage versus other heavy units, so pretty nice right there. But unfortunately, a massive Palace Guard is just going to be outnumbering the men-at-arms from Kaio right here. And once these guys are taken out, Crackety going to be looking really strong. We see more men-at-arms coming from the south right now. Kaio only has 1 relic in the bank. He's about to have a second, but I mean, look at the economy for Crackety right now. It's just exponential growth right here. Has he even got a second town center down? It is literally just all water. And I mean, that's exactly what you need when you're spamming out Palace Guard. Palace Guard costing 100 wood, 20 gold. So I mean, you just put all your villagers on the gold and let the fishing eco do the rest. And I mean, yeah, not looking too good for Kaio right now. Just the spam of men-at-arms right here. Fishing ships helping on the side here as well, taking out those men-at-arms. So much idle eco right now for Kaio. We can see the score. Look at the score gap right now. Crackety double the score of Kaio. Yeah, I don't see much way back in for Kaio. I feel like him doing this H2 men-at-arm thing was just left a little bit too late. You know, if he did this, if he planned this from the beginning of the game, I feel like he would have had a nice window where Crackety's fishing ships weren't at a mass where they could take out the men-at-arms. And then unfortunately for Kaio, Crackety just outplayed him on the water. I mean, Kaio never got the +1 ranged attack, which I think helps quite a lot. I mean, it's a whole extra damage for each arrow shot by the ships. So quite unfortunate there for Kaio. He's trying to still stay in this, building some outposts, but we can just see here Crackety looking extremely strong. Saying that he is being wiped out by these men-at-arms, but again, Crackety is still taking effective fights here. I mean, he's over double the economy right now. That's all right. He can afford to take bad trades because he's got the eco. You can take bad trades if you've got the better eco. And I mean, this whole time, this is idling the economy. Kaio only got 2 relics in the bank right now. It's not going to be that much gold income, especially with the relics being nerfed. I mean, only providing 80 gold per relic standard. I mean, it is double for the HRE, but still, 160 gold a minute per relic is definitely less than 200 gold a minute. You can see the men-at-arms spam is still coming out from Kaio and Crackety. I mean, I'm surprised we don't see any sort of men-at-arms from either of these players, but Crackety now actually deciding to delete some of his ships. Makes sense, he wants more population room, but I mean, is this really working for Crackety? I mean, the men-at-arm mass is really looking quite strong for Kaio, and they just trade really well because of the heavy maces, but Crackety can afford it. I mean, look at that. Look at the amount of resources he's just got coming in compared to Kaio. Looking really, really strong right now, and now this huge, massive Palace Guard. Crackety, are you making any sort of... No, you're just going with the Palace Guard. Fair enough. I mean, you could get down like a few crossbow maybe. No. Anyway, he is going to be going into the Imperial Palace now. And it's probably going to be for the Imperial spies, I reckon. I mean, it makes sense. You want to try capture as much eco as possible, but he doesn't need it. GG gets called. Kaio taps out. Well played to Crackly right there. I mean, played really well on water, and it just shows once you've won water, you've pretty much won the game. I mean, you can just take such good trades with your eco. If you did enjoy this, guys, please do feel free to leave a like, and I'll catch you in the next one.